Assalamu alaikum, my friends. Today we're gonna make chocolate biscuit cake, also known as lazy cake. I have no idea why they call it lazy cake. It's not lazy, it's beautiful, it's delicious. Anyways, this cake gives me so nostalgic. I used to eat it when I was a kid all the time, and I wanted to make it for you guys. But today I made it with two ways: the old-fashioned way, which you roll it up, or you just make it as a cake and garnish it. If you like this video and more videos to come, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Okay, let's get started. You will be needing 3 tablespoons of sugar, any kind of sugar you want. You could use coconut sugar, stevia, raw sugar. And then you will also need 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, unsweetened, and 1 teaspoon of instant coffee. The instant coffee actually intensifies the flavor of the cocoa. 1 cup and a half of milk, and then give it a good mix. In the stove, heat it up, and then add the butter. When the butter melts, turn off the heat and then add 100 grams of dark chocolate. Use a good kind of dark chocolate, the kind that you would eat, because eventually you would taste it. In a bowl, roughly break your biscuit. I used here 400 grams of digestive biscuit. You could use graham crackers or even tea biscuit will do fine. Here I used a bottom loose pan and I dabbed it with a little bit of oil. I brushed the bottom and the sides, and then I cut some wax paper or parchment paper and also put in the bottom and the sides. So when I take out the cake, it's a bit easier for me to open. And then we take the mixture. I don't like to put the mixture hot right on top of the biscuit because the biscuit will actually melt. So I just give it like 5 minutes until it cools down, and then I pour the mixture over the biscuit, give it a good mix, and then place it in the pan that were really lined with wax paper, and then in the fridge for at least 2 to 3 hours. The more the better. Okay, so we're gonna make it a bit fancy. So we're gonna make some ganache and to cover the cake. This takes it to another level. So I used here 100 ml of heavy cream. Heat it up, and before it boils, then turn off the heat and then add 100 grams of dark chocolate of your choice. Give it a good mix. The chocolate will melt. I didn't add any sugar. However, I added 2 tablespoons of Nutella, which brings it a really rich taste and also sweetens it. However, it's not that sweet, it's just perfect. And then here you have the 2 choices. Either you pour it right on the cake, which will melt and give it a really glossy finish, or do like I did and I left it to cool a little bit so it thickens a bit, so when I brush it over the cake I get these like wave effect. It's completely up to you. It has been in the fridge for more than 3 hours. Actually it was 5 hours for me. And then I poured my ganache. You could see how thick the ganache is because I let it cool completely. Sometimes I do it while it's hot and make it glossy, and sometimes I just like it when I put it like this and make it like wavy, and it's all up to your preference. And look how beautiful it came out. It looks really fancy and it tastes absolutely delicious, and it's so easy to make. Okay, this is the other way to serve it, which is like the more traditional way, the way that I used to eat it when I was a kid, and the fastest way. It's exactly the same steps. You do the same sauce exactly, and you take your biscuit and you roughly break it, and then you mix the mixture together as shown. And then what I do here is I put parchment or wax paper, and then I place the mixture inside. However, I divide my mixture usually in 2, depending about if you want it long, or for me this is how I do it. And then I try to bring it as close as together and give it a tight roll, like roll and make it tight, and then just secure the edges. I take an aluminum foil, so I so I'm assured that it's gonna hold its shape, and I give it a good tight roll and secure the edges, and then I leave it in the fridge for at least 2 to 3 hours. Overnight is even better. And then just take it out and cut it, and voila, it's that easy and it's beautiful. And as always, enjoy. أنا عارفة إنه أغلبنا قد أكلنا هذه الكيكة ونحن صغار ولا حتى ونحن كبار، لأنها من جد من أشياءنا المفضلة وتذكرنا بأيام زمان. فحبيت إني بس أوريكم الطريقة اللي أنا أسوي بها. طبعا غيرت شوية من المقادير، يعني أضفت شوكولاتة غامقة ويعني وصلحت بطريقة الكيك وحطيت الجناش. قصدي تغيروا شوية وتخلوها شكلها مرة فانسي وشكلها انكم كأنكم تعبانين عليها، وهي كلها اضافات جدا بسيطة بس النتيجة تطلع روعة. ان شاء الله يعجبكم هذا الفيديو، وشكرا لدعمكم لي، ولا تنسوا تصلحوا لايك وسبسكرايب، واشوفكم في الحلقات القادمة ان شاء الله. مع السلامة.